Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty and I am back with another layout process video for my Layout a Day challenge. Now there was a prompt for today, but I went my own way just because I have new goodies to play with and I wanted to dive into those. So I'm scrapbooking a story about how my daughter ended up becoming pen pals with all of her friends from school during the pandemic. And so this new collection called Wonders from Paige Evans has this sheet of envelopes, and I knew I had to use this paper, so I bought that along with the Vicki Boutin's Color Story collection. And so I'm combining these two new collections today, and I'm just going through my pieces and picking out anything that seems to make sense for this layout before I start working, so that way I have a limited collection of supplies to work with and I don't feel like I need to go digging around. And I love that tag sheet from the Wonders collection, and so I know I'm going to use that. This grid and yellow sheet is from the Story Color collection, so I'm going to combine these two. And I'm going to create a border with various strips down there, including using some of the branding strips. And so I'm giving everything a little bit of distressing because when you get a letter in the mail, it's usually been on a journey and isn't in perfect condition anymore, even though my daughter and her friends loved to decorate up their envelopes with sealing wax and washi tape and stickers. And so they would always arrive a little bit rough, so I'm roughing up all my edges. Now I'm going to use this grid to back my photos and create the center of my design here, and I'm kind of putting everything on an angle because again, it just kind of gives that sense of having gone through a process in the mail. And now the tags cut aparts are from the Wonders collection, and I was deciding what I wanted to use, and then this tag that said Happy Day caught my attention instantly because I wanted to incorporate the word happy into my title. Now I'm going to cover up the word day with a piece that I can then put more letter stickers on to keep going with my title. And I find a piece that I like. And then, let's see, what am I doing next here? I'm working on the main part of the title, which is going to be the word letters. And I'm using the Vicki Boutin Color Story letters for this. And I'm going to pick out the ones I want and get them adhered to my layout. I do have this piece of plastic that helps me line them up, and then I use another ruler to press them down as I pull that plastic sheeting away, and that helps keep my letters in place while I go. Now I'm getting the center of my layout there with my photos done, and then I pulled out a set of puffy alphas. I believe they're from Pink Fresh perhaps, and finishing off my title that says Happy Pandemic Letters. And then I'm looking for bits and pieces. That is a packaging piece from the backside of Vicki Boutin stencils. And there's the stencil that I thought I was going to use in this, but I decided I've got enough busy going on, so I don't really need that stencil. I am going to tear apart some more of that packaging and use those beautiful colors to kind of span across and give a little bit more pop and definition to that center grid piece. And then because I have that tag and I punched out the hole for the ribbon, I definitely need to add some ribbon. So this is a stash of ribbons that I need to process and put away because it's just kind of a big mess. But I pull out a few ribbons that I like, and I'm just going to stack up a whole bunch of these ribbons into just a big pretty mass of ribbons. And I'm putting the big one into the ribbon first and then using my little ones on top of that. And I will also grab some ribbon and spread it throughout other parts of the layout. And now I'm looking for some more embellishment pieces. So this little swatch book is from the Paige Evans collection, the Wonders collection. And I pull out a couple of pieces to start building my embellishment clusters. And I'm going to put one at the top, one towards the bottom, and one off on the side. So that's going to be my kind of triangle of embellishment clusters that I do all the time. And then with all of the other pieces that I've chosen, I decide to start temporarily placing things around to see how I want these clusters to go. And I will end up fussing with these and moving them around and eliminating pieces that just aren't going to work. I always pull out more things than I know I can fit on a page, just because I want to have some options and that way I don't feel the need to go digging through my stash for other things. But occasionally, like with the ribbons, I decided I knew I needed to go dig for something specific, but if I know what I'm looking for, that makes the process go easier. With those file folder tabs, I cut them apart so that I could use both sides of them on various layouts, and I find places for those to fit, and then I'm ready to adhere everything down once I've mostly got my placements, my cluster embellishments in place. So I'm just doing some simple layering of all these things and adding a few staples. Then I realized I had that purple ribbon that I never added to my tag, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. Or it's not ribbon, sorry, it's embroidery floss, because I knew I wanted to add that floss around, tied around other pieces, and then I realized that it wasn't it wasn't in my tag. So making sure that that element is in more than one place on the layout. All right, once that's done, I can go ahead and start gluing everything down and trying to build up the layers while not hiding too much of the elements that are in the background. Because sometimes, especially with the Vicki Boutin pieces, they can be pretty big. So I will cut things apart to make them a little bit smaller and move things around so that they have some visual space on the layout. So like that pencil I really wanted down at the bottom, but it was going to cover up too much of things I wanted around, so I used it more as a border piece up at the top, and I will use some foam dots here and there to give things a little bit more dimension and tuck things behind to kind of make them more subtle. And so that is my embellishment clusters, and I've left myself that space there in the middle for my journaling, so I go ahead and fill that in. And then I decide each photo is looking a little bit lonely, so I give each photo just a little bit of something something, and that will help those photos kind of stand out a little bit more and pop a little bit more. Now my page is busy, so I want those photos to have some of that attention too. Couple gold hearts, and that finishes off the layout for this time. So here are a few close-ups of this layout as we go. I hope you enjoyed this. I do have a haul video showing the unboxing of both the Paige Evans Wonders collection and the Vicki Boutin Color Story collection, as well as just a couple other pieces I bought along the way. So that video is coming tomorrow. I do hope you will come back and give that a check out. I will see you next time.